Let's be real, some men thrive on the thrill of being pursued. Whether they're driven by ego, insecurity, or a calculated plan, they know exactly how to play psychological games that make you question your worth, overthink every interaction, and ultimately, chase them. This video will reveal 15 subtle but deliberate tactics men use to manipulate your emotions and make you run after them. These aren't just random behaviors, they're rooted in psychology, and if you don't recognize them, you'll end up playing their game without even realizing it. Let's expose these tactics so you can take back your power and stop falling for the chase. 1. The hot and cold routine. One day, he's texting you nonstop, complimenting you, and making plans for the future. The next, he's cold, distant, and barely responds. This emotional roller coaster isn't accidental. It's a calculated strategy rooted in a psychological principle called intermittent reinforcement. Studies show that inconsistent rewards make people more addicted to the source of the reward. By alternating between affection and indifference, he keeps you hooked, wondering what you did wrong and trying harder to win his attention back. For example, he might tell you he misses you one night, but the next day he's suddenly too busy to talk. This inconsistency creates anxiety and forces you to chase him for clarity and validation. Over time, you'll find yourself doing all the emotional labor just to get back to those moments when he was warm and attentive. Recognizing this game is the first step to breaking free. If someone's behavior fluctuates without explanation, don't make excuses for them. Consistency is a sign of emotional maturity. And if he can't offer that, stop rewarding his behavior with your attention. 2. Silent treatment with a twist. This isn't your ordinary silent treatment. He'll pull back communication just enough to make you notice and wonder what's wrong. But instead of outright ignoring you, he'll drop cryptic breadcrumbs, a vague social media post, a like on your picture, or a random hey after days of silence. These small gestures are designed to keep you emotionally tethered, while leaving you unsure of where you stand. Psychologically, this tactic leverages the Zeigarnik effect, which states that people remember incomplete tasks better than completed ones. By leaving conversations and interactions unresolved, he ensures you're constantly thinking about him, trying to figure out what went wrong. Don't take the bait. If someone's communication feels like a mind game, call it out or step away. You deserve clarity and respect, not psychological manipulation. 3. Flirting with others in front of you. He'll laugh a little too hard at another woman's joke, maintain lingering eye contact, or mention how attractive someone else is. This isn't about genuine interest in someone else. It's about making you feel insecure and igniting your competitive instincts. By triggering jealousy, he's planting the idea that you need to work harder to keep his attention. Psychologists refer to this as triangulation, where a third party is used to create tension and maintain control. It's a classic power move that shifts the dynamic in his favor, making you feel like you're competing for his affection. The key to handling this? Don't play the game. If a man's actions make you feel undervalued, address it directly. If he brushes it off or continues, it's a sign he thrives on making you feel insecure. Walk away. You're not an option. 4. Overloading you with compliments, then stopping. At first, he's all about you. He'll tell you how beautiful, smart, and amazing you are, making you feel like you're the center of his world. But as soon as you start to believe it, he abruptly stops. The compliments dry up, leaving you wondering what changed and trying harder to win back his approval. This tactic exploits your natural desire for validation. When someone showers you with praise and then withdraws it, your brain craves the dopamine hit those compliments provided. This is known as love bombing, and it's a tactic often used by narcissists to establish control. Don't let someone else dictate your self-worth. If a man's compliments feel calculated rather than genuine, trust your gut. Confidence that comes from within is far more powerful than validation from someone playing games. 5. Creating artificial distance. He'll suddenly become busy or claim he needs space, leaving you to overanalyze every interaction and wonder if you did something wrong. By creating artificial distance, he makes you question your value in his life and work harder to close the gap. This tactic leverages your fear of abandonment, a deeply ingrained psychological trigger. When someone you care about pulls away, it activates the attachment system in your brain, making you more likely to chase them to restore the connection. Recognize this for what it is, a manipulation of your emotions. Healthy relationships have natural ebbs and flows, but they're built on mutual effort, not artificial scarcity. If he's creating distance to make you chase him, don't play along. 6. Feigning vulnerability. He'll share a deeply personal story or reveal an emotional struggle, drawing you in and making you feel special. But as soon as you start to open up and invest emotionally, he shuts down or distances himself. This push-pull dynamic creates an illusion of intimacy while keeping you off balance. Research in emotional manipulation shows that feigned vulnerability can be a powerful tool for gaining trust and establishing a sense of connection. By making you feel like you're the only one who understands him, he creates a dynamic where you're more likely to chase him to maintain that unique bond. True vulnerability is reciprocal. If someone's emotional openness feels like a performance rather than a genuine exchange, step back and reassess their intentions. 7. Using social media as a weapon. He'll post cryptic updates, pictures with other women, or content that subtly implies he's moved on. These posts aren't random. They're designed to get a reaction from you. By controlling the narrative on social media, he keeps you emotionally invested in guessing about his intentions. This tactic plays on your fear of missing out, FOMO, and your natural curiosity. Seeing his posts triggers a cascade of emotions, from jealousy to confusion, pushing you to reach out or engage with him. Don't fall for this digital manipulation. Remember, what people post online is often a carefully curated version of reality. If his social media presence feels like a game, disengage and focus on your own peace of mind. 8. Making promises. He doesn't keep. He'll talk about future plans, a trip together, meeting his family, or taking the next step in your relationship. But when the time comes, those promises evaporate into thin air. These empty promises keep you hooked, waiting for the future he's dangled in front of you. This tactic exploits your optimism and emotional investment. By painting a picture of what could be, he ensures you're constantly looking ahead, instead of questioning the present. Actions speak louder than words. If a man's promises don't align with his behavior, it's time to stop hoping for change and start setting boundaries. 9. Playing the victim card. Whenever you confront him about his behavior, he shifts the focus to himself. Suddenly he's the victim, overworked, misunderstood, or emotionally wounded. This deflection tactic makes you feel guilty for bringing up your concerns and shifts the responsibility back onto you. Psychologists call this victim mentality, and it's a classic manipulation tool. By positioning himself as the one who's hurt, he avoids accountability while ensuring you're the one working to fix the relationship. Don't let guilt cloud your judgment. Hold him accountable for his actions and refuse to take on emotional labor that isn't yours. 10. Testing your patience with mixed signals. He'll send confusing, contradictory messages that leave you second-guessing his intentions. One moment, he's talking about how much he enjoys spending time with you. The next, he's distant and acting indifferent. This inconsistency keeps you in a state of emotional limbo, making you more likely to seek his approval and chase after clarity. Mixed signals play on your natural tendency to seek resolution. When someone's words don't match their actions, it creates cognitive dissonance, a psychological discomfort that drives you to reconcile the conflicting information. You might start overanalyzing his texts, replaying conversations in your head, and questioning your own judgment, all in an effort to understand his behavior. The harsh truth is that mixed signals are often a deliberate tactic to control the dynamic. If a man consistently leaves you feeling confused, it's not your job to decode his behavior. Instead, prioritize your peace of mind and demand consistency. If he's unwilling to provide it, step away from the chaos. 11. Dropping hints about other options. He'll casually mention how someone else is showing interest in him, or how he's getting attention from other women. These subtle hints are designed to make you feel replaceable and push you into working harder to secure his attention. It's a psychological ploy to instill fear of competition. This tactic relies on your natural tendency to want what you feel you're losing. Studies in behavioral psychology show that perceived scarcity increases desire. By implying that his attention could shift to someone else, he manipulates you into chasing him to prevent that outcome. The truth? If someone is using this tactic, it's a sign of immaturity and insecurity. You don't need to compete for someone's attention. If he's truly interested, he won't make you feel like an option. 12. Making you prove yourself. He sets up small tests to see how far you'll go to win his favor. Maybe he asks you to cancel plans to spend time with him, or expects you to solve his problems without reciprocating. These scenarios are designed to gauge how much effort you're willing to put into the relationship while he does the bare minimum. Psychologists call this compliance testing, where one person tests the limits of another's willingness to please. Over time, these tests become more demanding, creating a dynamic where you're always striving to meet his expectations. Don't fall into the trap of constantly proving your worth. Healthy relationships are built on mutual effort, not one-sided sacrifices. If someone makes you feel like you're constantly auditioning for their approval, walk away. 13. Using subtle negativity to lower your confidence. He might make backhanded compliments like, "You're pretty for someone who doesn't dress up much," or, "I usually prefer women who are more outgoing, but you're okay." These comments seem harmless on the surface, but they're designed to chip away at your self-esteem and make you question your value. This tactic, known as negging, is a common manipulation tool in toxic relationships. By making you feel slightly inadequate, he creates a power imbalance where you're more likely to seek his approval and validation. Recognize these comments for what they are: deliberate attempts to control your self-perception. Confidence doesn't come from someone else's approval, and anyone who undermines it isn't worth your time. 14. Turning small arguments into major conflicts. He blows minor disagreements out of proportion, making you feel like you're walking on eggshells. By turning small issues into big fights, he shifts the focus away from his behavior and onto your reactions. This creates a dynamic where you're constantly apologizing or trying to smooth things over. This tactic, often linked to emotional manipulation, keeps you in a state of anxiety and self-doubt. You may start questioning your own actions and whether you're the one at fault, even when his reactions are disproportionate. Healthy relationships don't involve unnecessary drama. If someone magnifies small issues to maintain control or avoid accountability, it's a red flag. Don't let emotional chaos replace mutual respect and understanding. 15. Withholding affection as punishment. Whenever you stand up for yourself or challenge his behavior, he withdraws affection. He might stop texting, avoid physical closeness, or act cold and indifferent. This silent punishment is meant to make you associate standing up for yourself with losing his attention and care. Psychologically, this tactic is called emotional withholding, and it's a form of control that exploits your need for connection. By making affection conditional, he ensures you're less likely to challenge him in the future. Affection in a relationship should never be used as leverage. If someone withholds love or attention as a way to manipulate you, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. You deserve a partner who supports you, not one who punishes you for having boundaries. Men who play these psychological games aren't looking for love. They're looking for control and ultimately sex. By recognizing these tactics and refusing to engage, you reclaim your power and protect your emotional well-being. Remember, a healthy relationship doesn't require mind games or manipulation. You deserve someone who values you without making you chase them. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And let's put an end to the chase, one truth at a time.